Dr. Fray, I'm going to share 4 words with you, and just tell me what comes to mind when I say them. Or 4 concepts: quiet moment, stillness.
Quiet moment, stillness. The moment I heard that, that is something I believe is part of purpose. Sometimes, you see, you have to sit back and just sit there. In fact, it might be strange, like you go into a blank state of mind. You just sit there. Just sit there and meditate, like a broad thinking meditation. And you'll be surprised to see the sort of things that come across to you that can guide you into a direction that could guide you into your purpose. And I believe, you see, this is not something I practice, but I think that is when people talk about, yoga. If you ask them about what they do, they sit and they keep, quiet and they just meditate. I mean, you don't have to put any word to it. An individual can just sit, whatever scenery you like. I like to look at the mountains. Where I live, I can see the Caribbean Sea, nice blue water. You just sit there and look at those waves moving, and you'd be surprised to see the amount of information that comes across to you that helps to drive you in whatever you want to do.
And another thing about being quiet and still, we live in a very noisy world, right?
That's correct.
And noise, not just from the outside, but inside of us as well.
Yes.
So that's one of the significance of stillness, the opportunity to really listen actively and pay attention. And
I like that you say, noise inside of you. you might have so much on your brain. The poor neurons are connecting. You need to give those neurons a break. Relax the neurons and let them just, like we say in Jamaica, you chill out a little and just listen, listen and listen.
Chilling out is a good thing indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. What about self-engagement?
Well, self-engagement, you see, is you know your individual ideals and what you like. What I think about myself is I like to see young people achieve. Love to see them achieve. And what I will do, you see, I will go outside of, what my comfort zone in order to see your achievement. I will, go the extra mile. It's important that, when you show that type of interest, people get very interested, and out of that, you can find, what you want to do. I met a guy some years ago, and it's interesting. I grew up in a little town. You know it very well, Little London. And he was born there, and he grew up, years after I've left. And he shared with me when I met him in his adult life that he always, admire, what I do and so forth. And his desire in life was to be like me. And one thing I found interesting is I said to him that, why would you want to be like me? And then he said to me that it's because of, how he heard people talk about you. And I said, oh, so you want people to talk about you? And I said to him, so, that's good in a sense, but you have more potential than I say you probably, your purpose is something that is much greater than, what I have achieved. And, one of the things you have to be careful about is yourself and how you project yourself, the engagement of you onto others. And I was able to convince him that he probably had much more potential than I do. But I did it deliberately because I want to move his focus off looking at an individual. Although I should tell you, sometimes that can help you to identify your purpose as well. So it's very important. I mean, where I am now, my main, things for myself that I would want, to engage in, as I said before, is really to reach out to people out there who needs help, people out there who needs guidance, who needs counseling and a sort of direction. That is what my emphasis is about. I like to, give talks to young people because, I think that is where I am now. That is part of my purpose. That is what I want to do. You follow me? And I like to see them achieve the best educational level that they can achieve, and then to branch out into whatever aspect of the purpose they have in their lives. So what you do, you give them a broad platform so that they can choose and move from there.
What about introspection? And I'm going to tie that into intentionality as well. You can speak on both.
Yeah. Introspection is very, very, very important, Sometimes you have to stop and you look into yourself, look at where you are, and ask yourself the question, is this really what I want to do? Is this satisfying to me? Sometimes you have to pull back and look at that. Very, very important. Where I am now, you get a lot of invitation to do a lot of things. Sometimes you have to look and you ask yourself this question: what is this going to do? What type of, what's the benefit that we are going to get here? You have to stop. You have to look into yourself. And sometimes, it is very, 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 very important. Then you'll be able to see the way forward.
Absolutely. And just say a little bit about intentionality for me, because I think that's the big deal.
Well, I think your intentions, is driven by your purpose. Once you identify your purpose, you're going to find out whatever you have, your intentions are going to be generated out of that aspect of it. And it's going to come forth. So intentionality is a big thing. A lot of times, we don't sit down and dissect it out and look at it like that. But in practice, that's really what you do. What are your intentions? What you want to achieve? What you're going to get out of this? Is it all about me, or others going to benefit from that? And remember, there's a big, big line between being a selfish person and one who can share, within what your God-given potentials are.
Absolutely. And, you talk earlier about the importance of knowing your purpose, because then you'll have a clearer path.
Yes, that's right.
And then you can be really intentional about your actions, right?
That's right. That's right. You work towards it. Yeah, you work towards it.
Major part of the connection.